All right, well, go on, everybody. Today we're going to be learning about, we're going to be learning Claude 101 course, specifically working with skills. So let's get to it. So I'll start by just sharing my screen here, right? And now what we're going to do is just this. So I'll maximize this and I'll include the link to this course in the description so you can just check it out too. All right, so this one, as I said, it's about working with skills. In the last one, we pretty much went over creating with artifacts. So if you want to check that out, just shoot back to the other video. But for now, it's just working with skills for today. So the first thing is for the learning objectives. By the end of this lesson, we will be able to explain what skills are and how Claude uses them, identify Anthropic built-in skills for document creation, enable and manage skills in your settings. All right. So it's a plan availability. Skills are currently a feature preview for Pro, Max, Team, and Enterprise plans. If you're on the free plan, you can read along to understand. All right, cool. So what are skills? Skills are folders of instructions, scripts, and resources that Claude loads dynamically to improve performance on specialized tasks. Think of them as expertise packages. They teach Claude how to complete specific tasks in a repeatable way. All right, I'm gonna run that again just to just cement that. So skills are folders of instructions. So it's not necessarily code, scripts and resources that Claude loads dynamically to improve performance on specialized tasks. Think of them as expertise packages. They teach Claude how to complete specific tasks in a repeatable way. You've already seen skills at work if you've used Claude to create Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoint presentations, Word documents, or PDFs. Those file creation capabilities are powered by skills running behind the scenes. So for using Claude to create Excel spreadsheets or PowerPoint presentations, yeah, they're using skills behind the scenes. All right. So even if you think you might not have used skills before, you have. So, but skills go far beyond document creation. Custom skills can codify entire repeatable workflows. A quarterly variance analysis methodology. That was a lot. Custom skills can codify entire repeatable workflows, right? A quarterly variance analysis methodology, a brand voice review process, or a compliance checklist. So Claude follows the same rigorous steps every time. Types of skills. There are two categories of skills you'll encounter. Anthropic skills created by Anthropic. These include enhanced document creation capabilities for Excel, Word, PowerPoint, and PDF skills. Anthropic skills are available to all paid users, and Claude invokes them automatically when relevant. You don't need to do anything special to use them. So this is something that happens kind of in the background, it's sounding like, where Claude will just like reference based on what you ask it. It'll be like, oh, yo, I have a skill that could help with making PDFs. So I'm just go to it and just use the information in it. All right. So now custom skills are ones you or your organization create for specialized workflows and domain-specific tasks. For example, you might create a skill that applies your company's brand guidelines to presentations, structures meeting notes in a specific format, or executes your organization data analysis workflows. Cool. All right, so enabling skills. Skills are currently available as a feature preview for users on Pro, Max, Team, and Enterprise plan. So it's not available on the free plans. You have to pay for it. All right, so it says to use skills, you'll need to have code execution and file creation enabled. Okay, code execution and file creation enabled. Since skills require Claude's secured sandbox computing environment to function. So you need a pro plan, you need a paid plan, and you need to turn on code execution and file creation enabled. All right. So here's how to enable skills. So it says navigate to settings, then go to capabilities, ensure that code execution and file creation is toggled on, scroll to the skills section, toggle individual skills on or off as needed. And no, we could just read this, but nah, we'll actually do this ourselves too. I think I already have it turned on this computer. I think I already have it turned on this computer. If not this one, another one. But it says here, pretty much just, it says here, just go to settings, all right? And then capabilities, and then ensure that code execution and file creation is toggled on. So inside capabilities, okay, yeah, so code execution and file creation is toggled on. So we're good. So we can just close this. Let's just open back the course. All right, for enterprise plans, organization owners must first enable both code execution and skills in admin settings before individual members can access them. So that's more so like for enterprise, like if you're at work or so. For team plans, this feature preview is enabled by default at the organization level. All right. Once enabled, you'll see available skills listed in your settings, including Anthropic's built-in skills and any custom skills you've uploaded. All right. Once enabled, you'll see available skills listed in your settings, including Anthropic's built-in skills and any custom skills you've uploaded. So it's a using skills in practice. The beauty of skills is that you typically don't need to think about them. Claude handles skills selection automatically based on your requests. Here are some examples of prompts that would invoke skills. So create an Excel spreadsheet tracking monthly expenses with formulas for totals. So I guess that's like a hit a skill that we already have pretty much an Anthropic skill that's used for creating Excel files. Another one is turn this meeting notes document into a PowerPoint presentation. More than likely, there's a skill for handling PowerPoint presentations. Generate a PDF report summarizing this data. More than likely some PDF skill. Same for this Excel one. So now it says when Claude uses a skill, you'll see it mentioned in Claude's chain of thought as it works. The output will be downloadable. The output will be a downloadable file you can save to your computer or directly to Google Drive. Claude works with you on slides, spreadsheets, and contract red lines. I thought that was going to be readiness. So yeah. And this is a video that we could watch, but if you've been watching these videos, and also we save watching the video, we save watching the video for the last one. So let's go down here. And then it says this same capability means that Claude can work with your actual files within a contained environment to create updated versions of your files. In chat, Claude creates a new version of the document rather than editing the original in place, which is really good. Because imagine if like you're not sure about those changes and it already changed up your main file, your original file, it kind of ain't a problem. So you make a copy and then edit that version. And if you're okay with it, download it, use it. All right. So upload slides, spreadsheets, contracts, and watch as Claude creates slides, perform analysis, and add suggested edits. When Claude is done, you can download these files or open them in Drive. Note, to use these capabilities, you'll need to give Claude access to external data sources. Simply toggle allow limited network access when prompted. So this is this over here. I'm pretty sure I turned this on like a while back, but yeah. All right. So to be able to use that, again, you're gonna have to turn on allow limited network access when prompted. Cool. Security considerations. Because skills can include executable code, it's important to use them thoughtfully. Only install custom skills from trusted sources. So you can get outside skills, but remember, these are things that can like execute programs, can start a program. So careful where you're getting them from. Anthropic's built-in skills are tested and maintained by Anthropic. Yeah. Custom skills you upload are private to your individual account. If you're installing a custom skill from an external source, review its contents before use to understand what it does. All right. So not just because the skill might look pretty or be really convenient, don't just jump to use it. Review it more. All right. So creating custom skills. While Anthropic's built-in skills cover common document creation tasks, the real power of skills comes from creating your own. Custom skills lets you teach Claude your specific workflows, brand guidelines, and ways of working. So Claude can apply that knowledge automatically whenever it's relevant, right? So read that again, because I noticed that one nice. So while Anthropic skill built-in skills cover common document creation tasks, the real power of skills come from creating your own skills. Custom skills lets you teach Claude your specific workflow, brand guidelines, and ways of working. So Claude can apply that knowledge automatically whenever it's relevant. The easiest way to create a custom skill is through conversation with Claude itself. So it's not like necessarily you're going to be writing code. You just have to basically explain whatever repeatable thing that you keep having to do, and Claude will think of a way. Pretty much Claude will write the skill, and then you will be able to use it. You don't need see that you don't need to write code or manually create files. Claude handles the technical structure for you. So you just talk to it regular and explain your issue, your repeatable thing that you have to do, and Claude will write the skill for it. Here's how to create a skill through conversation. So start a new chat and tell Claude what you want to create. For example, I want to create a skill for writing quarterly business reviews, or I need a skill that applies our brand guidelines to presentations. Now, answer Claude's questions. Claude will interview you about your workflow, asking things like, what should this skill do? What makes good output for this type of work? Can you give examples of when you'd use this skill? You know what I mean? So it asks you more skills, more info about what you kind of want your skill to do. When do you want to get from it? What is it supposed to do? You know? And it's not like asking you in like a technical way. It's just natural language. I almost said natural language. I just mean talking. Yeah. So upload reference materials if you have them. Templates, style guides, brand assets, or examples of work you're proud of all help Claude understand exactly what you're looking for. And this is something we mentioned even in the previous courses. Context. The more context you give it, the better your Claude response will be. All right. Now, save your skill. After you do all of that, save your skill. When finished, Claude generates a file containing your properly structured skill. All you have to do is save it, and the skill will be ready for Claude to use. All right. So to see your skills, find the customize tab in the left sidebar. There you can see all of the skills that are available to you, and even edit the skills that you use manually or by chatting with Claude. So let's just go over to there. So it's a customize. Let's get all the settings. I will go to customize, and this is where I would see customize skills. You can connect your apps, you can create new skills, all of that. So this is looking good. All right, now let's jump back over here. You might be wondering if both skills and projects can be used to give more context to Claude. When should I use each? Think of it this way. Projects store knowledge, skills perform tasks. I remember in a projects is like where we want to have like our multiple team members on the same foundation. So you give Claude like a set of documents, a set of information that like, yo, whenever everybody start, they should have the same level of knowledge. Their Claude should have the same level and context knowledge. So example is, say you're on a team and you have a project, and basically this project for Claude is basically everybody on the team is working on marketing. Everybody on the team needs access to, say, the marketing sales, etc., marketing products, all that, marketing ideas, marketing guidelines for the company. Everybody needs to start off at that foundational level. We could create a project with all those documents already included, and then kind of give Claude some instructions on how to work or answer questions. And then everybody on the team that uses that project with those Claude insight will get the same, similar responses. So yeah. All right. So projects are knowledge hubs. They hold the reference materials Claude needs to understand your work, project specs, meeting notes, research documents. All right. When you upload files to a project, Claude draws on that information across every conversation within the project, right? Skills are procedural machines. They encode how Claude should execute a task. The specific steps, order of operations, and methodology you want followed every time. Skills shine when you have repeatable workflows you want Claude to run consistently, right? So it's like if we want to take action on something, we want something done, and it's something that we keep doing each time, every time we're coding. One example of this is something where it's like whenever I am working on an app, one thing that ends up happening is you need like a app description, you need keywords, you need stuff like that. Usually I have to search or I sit down and think. What we could do is pretty much create a skill, and there are skills out there for this that will help us get this documentation based on our code base. So we'll find out, so Claude will figure out what our app is doing and kind of write up like the description for the app store, the keywords, the best keywords based on maybe Google Trends, etc. So yeah, the two features complement each other. A skill can reference knowledge stored in a project. Your customer call prep skill might pull from customer profiles uploaded to a project's knowledge base. The project provides the what information, the skill provides the how process. All right. So now it says these are just the differences. So the purpose of projects are to store knowledge Claude references. The purpose of skills is to define processes Claude executes. All right. So projects keep the knowledge, keep the context, everything that we need. Skills make it that you can execute. You can actually do some work using Claude. All right. So projects are best for long-term context, reference materials, team collaboration. All right. Skills, however, are best for repeatable workflows, multi-step tasks, consistent methodology. All right. Things that you do every time when you're at work and them thing there. And you keep it's repeatable almost every time you have to do that. Right? You should probably build a skill for it. All right. So example of projects are customer hub, research buddy, feedback generator. Some examples of skills are process guidelines, blog drafting, and PDF creation. Things where you want to do, you know what I mean? Like apply brand guidelines, all that, blog drafting, etc. Projects persistence, when it comes to persistence, projects are knowledge available across all chats in the project, right? So as long as you're part of the project, you will have access to it. Skills persistence is instructions applied when the skill is invoked. So only when you use it, that skill will actually do work based on like what you ask Claude. Like if I ask Claude, like, yo, create a document, or create a Word document, then we'll go for the Word document skill. But if I'm asking it like just, hey, what is the weather like today, or something like that, it won't need that skill to use it. So skills are pretty much as needed to use them. All right. So we are gonna watch the video, but before we watch the video, we'll just do one more run through just to make sure everything's cement in our brain, and then we'll watch a video. So yeah. So what are skills? Skills are folders of instructions, scripts, and resources that Claude loads dynamically to improve performance on specialized tasks. Think of them as expertise packages. They teach Claude how to complete specific tasks in a repeatable way. All right. Some type of skills are anthropic skills, or you could have custom skills, and which are ones you or your organization create for specialized workflows for doing specific tasks. Right. For enabling skills, skills are only available to paid plans. So only Pro, Max, Team, and Enterprise plans. All right. And how do you enable skills? We did it earlier, but basically you have to go to settings, then go to capabilities, and make sure that code execution and file creation is turned on. And you should be good. Now we look at that. Now it says using skills in practice. The beauty of skills is that you typically don't need to think about them. Claude handles skill selection automatically based on your requests. All right. When Claude uses a skill, you'll see it mentioned in Claude's chain of thought as it works. Cool. All right, security considerations. Because skills can include executable code we can, start do things. It's important to use them thoughtfully. Only install custom skills from trusted sources. Anthropic's built-in skills are tested and maintained by Anthropic. Custom skills you upload are private to your individual account. If you're installing a custom skill from an external source, review its contents before you use it basically. All right, so creating custom skills. All right, while Anthropic's built-in skills cover common document creation tasks, the real power of skills comes from creating your own. Custom skills let you teach Claude your specific workflow, brand guidelines, and ways of working. So Claude can apply that knowledge automatically whenever it's relevant. All right. And he said the easiest way to make a custom skill is pretty much just to talk to Claude. Claude will ask you some questions, and based on those questions, it will give it some more idea of what the skill should do, what it should output, etc. And you can also upload references. So you can upload documents so you think might help Claude better understand to make the right skill. And then after that, you just save your skill. All right. And then you can check out your skills. I did compare the differences between projects and skills. So I'll just do some of these. So the purpose of projects are for storing knowledge, Claude references. The purpose for skills is for defining processes Claude can execute. And so basically, skills are executed as needed based on whatever the user is typing. Projects will have context. It's like you're building up context, uploaded documents, having instructions. Claude pretty much always I use that. And it's for your team. All right, cool. So now let's go back to the video and we'll just run this. All right, so you see how it's creating Excel files, but if you look at the prompt, he or she didn't really ask it to use this specific skill. It just it knew the knowledge was there, it knew the skill was there, so it just used it. All right, look, so this is what I'm saying. So it's the user didn't ask it, say, yo, use the Excel skill to do this, just based on whatever they're typing, and they type just natural language, just regular. The AI is smart enough to know, oh, yo, I have a skill that could help with this for making Excel files. And we know it's Excel files too, because well, they attached it. So now it's using the skill. I like the music too. So our vibes. All right, cool. So that's tough. And you notice what it did there. They're showing how Claude shortened that person's work day. It cut down some of the hours. So that is tough. But again, yeah. So yeah. So today we looked at Claude 101, working with skills, and If you have any comments, feel free to just add some comments. Here, you can also add your feedback after you do the course. And now in the next video, the topic will be going over this course, this topic, connecting your tools. And this is really good because then you can connect it to Google Drive, Canva. You can connect it to a bunch of different other stuff. All right, so stick around and remember, so that's kind of it for today. But remember the motto, anyone can learn anything with time, practice, and failures. All right. And yeah, just keep on and learn and keep doing your thing. If you like this, like, comment, share. And it's the nerdy yardy. And I'm out. All right. I need to end the stream.